On Outback Truckers, Sludge and the Phantom ride into battle.
Are you ready?
Fighting the elements.
Whoa! Jesus!
And taking casualties.
Doesn't look good.
An old riverboat
Bigger than what we were told and thought.
nearly scuttles two truckers
You don't know what's coming around the next corner.
along the bumpy road to restoration. And Turbo has problems with weight.
At 3.5 tonne overweight, I'm not taking that risk.
Weather
Rain's actually coming down and just sheets.
and wheel bearings.
It could shear the axle off and kill us.
At the Hawkesbury River in New South Wales, boat trucker expert Warrick Smith has high hopes for his next move.
The structural integrity of it's supposed to be really good. Find out shortly.
That one over there for now.
In his 24 years of trucking, Warrick has moved nearly everything that floats on water.
We've moved river cats and houseboats and all that sort of stuff. We've always done oversized work.
But now he's wondering if he's met his match.
Not like it was in the photos.
A 20-year-old river cruiser that's seen better days.
It should be all right, it's floating, so that's the main thing. There's something wrong with it, wouldn't float.
If it's not ship shape, the perilous voyage ahead could wreck this boat. Warrick needs to navigate the 20-metre-long, 5-metre-wide catamaran over country roads and city streets.
We haven't come across a job that we can't do. There's always a way around it.
From Brooklyn, north of Sydney, Warrick is moving the boat 900 kilometres south to a yard in Melbourne. The 60-person river cruiser was damaged in floods 2 years ago. But now owner Gary Broomfield has big dreams for his old boat.
Take it down to Melbourne there, put it up some stands and start working on it and bring it back to more of its original glory.
Warrick's first task is to get this massive and fragile freight onto his truck. The key to success is placing slings onto the strongest part of the boat.
Because you've got to get it down underneath that motor and underneath the chest and everything.
Get it wrong, and the hull could snap.
When we lift it up and over here, we just got to make sure we're near the ribs, the structural ribs on the boat, and hope that our weights are right.
Yeah, as long as it's sort of in the middle of this window.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
With the slings positioned, they ease her up as gently as possible. Without water supporting its 23-tonne weight, the long hull could easily fracture. They can finally get a good look at the old girl.
We'll try and get it there if we can. I'm going to have a look now.
Warrick doesn't like what he sees.
It's bigger than what we were told and thought. Hey, another half a metre.
A bigger boat is a gigantic problem.
And then when we've lifted on, it's all wrong.
Even half a metre is half a metre too much for Warrick's oversized permit. On the outskirts of Brisbane,
It's going to Alice Springs.
after a rough start to the year, Turbo has bounced back. For his latest job, he needs all of his know-how, teaching the next generation of truckers.
Also supposed to have front and rear signs saying oversize and a flashing light on the rear.
He's sharing 2 decades of outback trucking knowledge.
That's what I believe makes me a good teacher, is because I've got the real world experience. You know, I'm out there every day doing it.
But after talking the talk,
Any other questions about it?
it's time to walk the walk. Turbo's got a new truck,
Bought another one. Fleet expansion.
and it's about to make its maiden run, fully loaded, straight through the centre of Australia.
This is going to be the first trip in the new truck.
So, give the old girl a try.
From Brisbane, Turbo will head west, taking a dirt road shortcut to Alice Springs before turning north to Darwin for a final drop-off. It's a huge test, a massive 4,000 kilometre slog and a punishing off-road challenge.
Sometimes it can be a shit of a road, just depends weather-wise.
Up north, it's the wet season. The forecast is for rain, and plenty of it.
All the major highways have been getting flooded and cut off. So I've got concerns about what it's actually doing out there at this stage.
Time to load up and find out. First, 18 pallets of cement mix going through to Darwin. But there's a problem. There's more than expected, and Turbo's worried about the extra weight.
But I'm just trying to work it out.
But there's 3 invoices you added to it.
All right. So what's the actual weight on these pallets?
1.5 each.
That's 27 tonnes.
Okay, because that puts it overweight.
Turbo's trailer can only carry 23. Running over could mean a big fine.
Can't do it. At 3.5 tonne overweight, I'm not taking that risk.
Diesel trucker Sludge is driving headlong into the most frantic month of his year.
Are you ready?
He needs to deliver over 500,000 litres of diesel to dozens of farms across thousands of kilometres.
Probably 80–90% of our work is all farm clientele.
It's harvest time, the busiest time of the year for Australia's wheat growers.
Maintenance, because they have everyone in there just trying to get the crop off as quick as they can.
It's Sludge's job to keep them supplied with vital fuel.
They burn huge quantities at this time of the year.
Without it, harvesting machinery would quickly grind to a halt.
No one wants to stop because they run out of fuel.
From Perth, Sludge is heading to the southern reaches of the wheat belt, to farms around Esperance. It's a 700-kilometre run over dangerous and narrow country tracks.
Whoa! Jesus! Yeah, that was interesting for a little minute.
Sludge's journey also takes him into country recently devastated by the worst bushfires in 50 years.
Some guys lost everything, just the whole houses, the whole lot were gone. So it's just devastating because they've got nothing to go home to.
The fires also claimed lives.
One of our biggest customers down here, he lost some staff in the fires. They're really nice people. Yeah, so it's a bit close to home.
Many of the same farmers are now copping another cruel blow from unseasonably wet weather.
Any rain goes through, it just wrecks the plants.
To get their crops off before the rain destroys them, farmers are working non-stop, forcing Sludge to work just as hard. And all the rain isn't helping on the road.
Like where we're going is probably 150 k's of dirt.
Dirt tracks plus water equals mud.
When it's this wet, it doesn't take much for it just to soften the road up.
With 55,000 litres of fuel on board, losing control on a slippery track would be a disaster.
They've worked it out off waterline measurements instead of overall measurements.
In rural New South Wales, oversized load veteran Warrick Smith has an oversized problem. His load, a 20-year-old river cat, is 1/2 metre longer than he expected.
Now we can only go off the measurements that we're given, and then when we get to put it on, we found out it was hanging over too much. And double-checked all the measurements, and yeah, it was wrong.
And when trucking oversize, every centimetre counts.
The RTO are going to come down and do a new compliance check, make sure everything's right.
The authorities want to check the boat is within the size and weight limits for his permit.
As long as we've got our weights right, all the calculations, it should be right.
Did you jump in?
Yep.
It's just like bathroom scarves?
No, I don't. Just have to build up air.
Yeah, okay.
It's all going on the scales. The prime mover, along with the loaded trailer. Time to do the sums.
Yep.
5'2", 5'6",
Yep.
5'6",
and 5'8".
5'8".
Warrick's permit is for 25 tonnes. The numbers add up to 30.
You got 5.5 tonne there, you got to get off.
It's a bitter blow. Warrick doesn't have the right permit or trailer for the job.
Now we can put it on one of our bigger trailers, but they're not available at the moment. They're off on other jobs.
He's been left high and dry with a load he can't deliver, costing him thousands of dollars every day the River Cat stays on his trailer.
So we've lost 5 days virtually on it. They don't want it left here in the car park. They don't want it left on my trailer, and he can't go back into the water.
At 3.5 tonne overweight, I'm not taking that risk.
In the suburbs of Brisbane, Turbo's overloaded and scratching for answers.
You can only go maximum 24 tonne.
The only thing I can think of, we grabbed them last two off and we'll have to put these ones to the other trailer.
Yeah, all right.
Reloading the excess pallets onto another trailer will waste valuable time.
The whole day is just going to be f***ed up. I can tell you that right now.
And news from Alice Springs hasn't improved his mood.
Report last night is that it is flooded up there. All right, let's go.
Next up, 9 pallets of electrical distribution boards. Protecting them from the weather will be a challenge on this trip. Turbo's not having much luck with his loading today.
And now it's going to come down heavier.
It doesn't bode well for the dirt roads ahead.
Let's have a go.
Yep.
After all the delays, Turbo's schedule is blowing out. He rushes back to his loading yard to switch trailers for the extra pallets of cement mix. The second trailer already has a bulldozer on board, with plenty of room for the cement. But swapping trailers could be a problem. The rain has made the ground soft. He hopes wooden planks will stop his 23-tonne trailer from sinking.
Broken the wood. Problem is it can actually sink through the ground because the ground's wet.
It's a problem Turbo doesn't have time for.
They've obviously had a lot of water down here in the last 24 hours.
On a vital run to deliver fuel to farmers, Sludge has driven straight into bad weather.
It's going to be an interesting morning, I think.
Wet dirt roads are treacherous. Sludge is forced to slow down.
This time of year, it's just go.
His customers urgently need his fuel to harvest their crops before the rain destroys them, especially this farmer.
Run out of fuel virtually on Wednesday. It just stopped us completely.
With heavy rain forecast,
I might get a wet ass, I'd say.
Sludge needs to get to work.
Aye.
Every year, this farm chews through a whopping 400,000 litres of diesel, 8 times the volume of Sludge's 2 tanks. Today's 10,000 litres will get the tractors moving again.
So yeah, it's been quite good just to get the fuel now and know we can just finish off.
But for Sludge, finishing off his job just got harder.
Should be sunny, hot, 40 degrees, and it's pissing down with rain and just shitty.
And where he's headed, it's even wetter.
No, I've had 40 millimetres.
Oh, God.
Yeah, some guys have had 50 mils or
Oh,
so
shit.
With so much rain,
Starting to dribble again now.
the road conditions are worsening.
We've been stuck on these roads before, and it just demolishes the roads as well.
Suddenly, Sludge has lost control.
Jesus. Shit.
On the banks of the Hawkesbury River, veteran trucker Warrick Smith is dealing with a job gone wrong.
That's very, very disappointing.
He doesn't have the right trailer to take the River Cat to Melbourne, leaving him with no choice but to abandon ship.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to complete this job with the trailer that we got there. Yeah, first in 22 years, so we've had to walk away from a job that we've taken on. It's just very disappointing.
An SOS has been sent out, and a rescue team has answered the call. The man on deck, Bob Scruffy Belcher, has just the trailer for the job.
This one here gives you more stability for starters, and on top of that, it's a lot longer trailer.
It's crucial. The River Cat is in for a choppy ride on some busy roads.
They're windy, they're narrow, up and down hill and dale. I get you to buy and pick him back up again.
The punishing route makes loading critical.
Just lift it straight down, mate. That's it. Do the same.
The River Cat's 30 tonnes must be evenly distributed on the trailer.
Just go back that way a bit.
Get it wrong,
Out she comes, very slow and steady.
and sections of the boat will be put under hull fracturing pressure.
We're loaded, we're just strapping down. If it moves, we're in all sorts of trouble. So.
But up ahead, there are problems he can't do anything to avoid.
From what I hear from your pilot, there's a bit of roadworks on the way.
Adding to the difficulty, Scruffy has to get through Sydney, Australia's biggest city, in the dark. The only time oversized loads are allowed through.
We'll find out what's going to happen tonight. Right.
Midnight, and the old boat is finally ready to set sail.
Let's do this. Okay at the back, mate?
Yep, let's do it.
Playtime, guys.
Scruffy will be depending on 2 pilot cars as his eyes and ears. Essential when you're driving a load almost as long as a tennis court in the pitch black.
It is dark out there and you can't hardly see anything.
Straight away, the convoy is put to the test.
That damn corner where the traffic light is.
You clear right through there?
It's definitely going to be tight.
Go out probably another 300 mil, that's about it.
That tail end right over it.
The massive turning circle on the 25-metre rig is proving a problem.
We're just going nice and deep here too. Yuck. There we go.
Scruffy has no option but to mount the curb, putting the ageing River Cat and Scruffy under enormous stress. At his muddy Brisbane loading yard, Turbo could be facing a sinking trailer. But to make his delivery deadlines, he's decided to leave it and push on.
If it was going to sink, it would have sunk a long time ago.
After picking up the extra cement and some fertiliser, it's dog run time. 1 trailer at a time through the suburbs to hook up his road train 100 kilometres out of the city. One trailer down, 1 to go.
I'm heading home.
It's back to the yard to fetch it. But there's trouble overhead.
This isn't just a rain cell, it's actually a storm cell.
Where Turbo's going, a downpour would be a disaster, turning dirt roads into rivers.
This is just giving me a glimpse of what I'm possibly going to be facing over the next few days.
50 km an hour, 50, 70 km an hour winds. Our rain's actually coming down and just sheets across the road.
And if torrential rains weren't enough,
Ah,
a call from his yard with bad news about his sinking trailer.
one side has actually dropped about half a foot into the ground. They must have had a shitload of rain and water must have sat under there and softened it up even more. I didn't think it would have.
Without his trailer, this job will be sunk.
Whoa! Jesus! Oh, they got that marker post. Whoa!
Sludge has just driven through the fright of his life.
Don't drive off the roadsides here. She just went over a culvert and took a marker post down.
25,000 litres of flammable liquid nearly crashed into the bush.
Jesus, the roadside just disappeared. Yeah, soft on these roads down here. Whew. Yeah, that was interesting for a little minute. Thought it was going to fall over.
With twitching nerves, Sludge needs a stress-free run for the remainder of this dirt track. Not an oncoming oversized load. To make room, Sludge needs to drive back onto the same boggy shoulder he almost rolled his trailer on.
What the?
But this ain't no oversize.
You've got to be shitting me. I'd love to explain to you why that has a pilot. The reason is, I know.
Disaster avoided, Sludge approaches his next drop-off, a tree farm.
This is where they cut all the logs out and chip them.
It's a big delivery, 15,000 litres of diesel. The tank is soon topped up. But another top-up is starting to weigh on Sludge's mind.
Yeah, just the last week it started going through water. It's not leaking out anywhere.
His truck, the Phantom, has an unquenchable thirst.
8 litres today.
Run out of water and the truck will quickly overheat, destroying the engine.
It's not really the ideal situation to be running it the way it is.
On the outskirts of Brooklyn, New South Wales, Scruffy is battling to get the 20-metre river cat around a tight corner.
They don't like you very much when you knock signs over and things like that.
Without doing any damage.
Start aiming for the bush there, you should be right, I think.
With a huge load, in bad light, he's relying on his pilot to tell him what's going on at the back of the trailer.
Come back over again.
Yeah, swing over there.
Scruffy squeezed past.
The roads are not built for what we actually got on the back, so we've got to deal with it.
But dealing with it has cost valuable time.
You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's coming around the next corner. Anything can happen.
To comply with his permit, Scruffy needs to be through Sydney by daybreak.
Roadworks, left lane shot.
Oh yeah, I'll make it a little bit interesting.
Copy.
Delays from roadworks are the last thing he needs.
I wonder why we can't just go down the left-hand side here for a bit.
Because the workers are just around the bend, apparently.
Oh, okay, righto.
Scruffy has to stop while the road workers clear a path for him.
It just makes everything a bit harder.
Miss his curfew, and he's grounded.
I'm going to sit here and lose more time.
On the outskirts of Brisbane, Turbo's 23-tonne trailer is stuck in the mud. Getting it out will need a bit of grunt.
Dig this out 4 hours.
It's a tight fit. But Turbo's excavations are centimetre perfect.
Hooked in.
With the trailer finally freed, it's back out of town to hook up his road train. At last, with 2 trailers and 40 tonnes on the back, Turbo's new truck is ready to roll. But he doesn't get very far.
Light's broken a bolt.
A headlight has come loose. Keep going and it could fly clean off. Turbo saves the light, but then,
For fuck's sake.
an oil leak from his front wheel. It could mean trouble. Lots of it.
Collapsed bearings. Turn the truck over.
It can't be fixed on the side of the road. Turbo has to limp to the next town for help.
Get to Longreach, and that way I can get parts tomorrow.
Turbo's new pride and joy has barely made it out of Brisbane.
It's leaking, and if the oil's not kept up to it to keep it cool and lubricated, it could shear the axle off and kill us. Because it'll spit the whole wheel out, dig the front of the truck into the ground and flip it over.
Fuel trucker Sludge is reeling from one crisis to the next.
It could just be a bloody pain in the arse.
The latest, his truck's guzzling water.
It's not dripping out of it, so it's obviously going out into the exhaust and burning it up somewhere.
Run out of water and the engine will quickly destroy itself.
Hopefully as soon as we get back they'll have time at the workshop and we'll slip it in there.
As Sludge heads to his next delivery, rain clouds start to lift. Good news for the farmers who want a dry crop to harvest. But just a few weeks ago, these farmers were praying for rain to put out raging bushfires.
It was one of our biggest customers down here. He lost some staff in the fires.
4 people lost their lives.
They're really nice people. It was, they were backpackers just here for the season. One of the local farmers was killed in the fire as well. He was trying to tell people to get out before the fires come and he got killed himself. So it's hit the community pretty hard. Tractor over there, burnt out.
Sludge's next customer faced the full brunt of the inferno.
Yeah, the fires come pretty close. They did go around the house. Yeah, no, it was just unreal. Conditions were just insane. It has burnt out 70% of our weed program that we had here.
There's one more important delivery before Sludge can head for home.
All right, done.
For this one, he doesn't need his tanks on the back. Sludge is on his way to pick up a gift.
Bob that I work for Oil Tech Fuel, he's donating 8,000 litres of fuel.
It's a giant tank of diesel for the farmers devastated by the fires. But as he slows down to hook it up,
doesn't look good.
His engine's cut out.
It's actually getting worse.
On a Sydney motorway, roadworks are frustrating Scruffy.
I'm going to sit here and lose more time.
While time runs out on his permit. 200 metres of cones and signs need to be moved to let Scruffy by.
All We're out of here. You just want to get past it and get going again.
With daybreak fast approaching, Scruffy's finally made it out of Sydney. He's beaten the curfew. Ahead, it's a clear road, but driving flat out is not an option.
If I get along the road at about this speed, the poor old boat, she's a bit on the rickety side, and if I go any harder than this, 10 to 1, it's going to fall to bits. So I end up with a major accident on the highway.
Even at low speeds, the River Cat is struggling. Scruffy spotted a problem with one of its windows.
Ah, there. That one. See that there?
A window pane has come loose. With 300 kilometres to go, it needs to be secured.
Making sure that the windows don't fall out.
No matter what Scruffy does, this boat is breaking up.
You can't transport it any slower than what I have been.
In his busiest month of the year, fuel trucker Sludge has a serious problem.
It's actually getting worse.
Not only is his truck sucking up litres of water, when the engine is idling, its computer is shutting it down.
I've stopped and she shut down because it was low on water. Get her back to Perth tonight, hopefully. Get her looked at in the morning. That's if she lasts that long.
He hopes another water top-up will keep it going. His temporary fix works. Sludge can get on with the job at hand, delivering 8,000 litres of donated diesel to farmers ravaged by the recent bushfires.
It'll just help them restart because some of them have got absolutely nothing. They've lost it all. Yep, should be just up here to the left.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. That's good.
Next big job, hook up and head for the mechanics.
You got to get this thing home. Right or wrong, this has to be at the workshop at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning so we can work out what's wrong with it. It shouldn't be too hard a thing to find. There was a little hole before, it sure as hell isn't a little hole now.
Halfway home, Sludge is forced to pull over. His truck is a ticking time bomb. With every passing kilometre, it's using more and more water.
Anyhow, we'll fire it up and we'll see how we go. Hopefully we'll make it.
Sludge needs to make it back before the Phantom shuts down for good. Finally, his hometown of Perth is in sight. If he has to stop, the idling truck will shut itself off.
Because once I drop the revs, then the water stops flowing. And that's what sets the sensor off to shut the motor down.
But now, a red light. Sludge tries to keep the revs up. It's the last push home.
Well, we're in the gate.
We are here.
Sludge and the Phantom have made it. His pride and joy need some urgent attention.
That's her.
But once again, it's carried Sludge through a crucial run of deliveries.
She's got me home again, down to the workshop in the morning.
Boats are meant to float on the water and not sit on the truck and get bounced down the highway.
In rural Victoria, Scruffy's battling to keep his fragile load in one piece.
Let's steady this thing up a bit.
The city of Melbourne is only 100 kilometres away, where he faces another curfew.
You don't want to get caught in the middle of Melbourne under peak hour traffic because, yeah, it's not real nice.
Scruffy can't take his oversized load into busy daytime city traffic.
Pulled up here at Calcalo. I'm waiting on curfew so I can actually take it into where it has to go tonight.
Time to drop anchor and wait.
We've got to be in there by 5 o'clock.
2 a.m. Scruffy's got 3 hours to get into Melbourne and make a challenging delivery.
Comb your hair.
He's keeping his cool, but it's a tough test.
Pitch black out there. You can't see what the heck's happening, and makes it a bit harder to see the sides of your load and everything.
And playing on his mind, a narrow entrance gate at the delivery yard.
Concerned I'm not going to make the turn. I'm taking my dolly off before I actually get to where I have to unload it.
He'll need to make his rig shorter. Scruffy hopes that by losing his small dolly trailer, he'll be able to make the turn into the yard. Just.
I think it's a bit of a turning lane. Yeah, we just got to get it over there.
But he'll lose precious time rearranging truck and trailer.
Right, that's as far as you're going to get over, mate. I'll just park myself back here a bit and keep the flashes going.
First, he unhooks the river cat.
That's it. Yeah, we've got to get this dolly off. Running out of time.
While the river cat waits, Scruffy unhooks the dolly near the delivery site. Now a dash back to the boat to hook up again.
Oh, we've got half an hour to get back there, hook it up, and then on top of that, we still got to get the damn thing in there. Put the fingers. Copy. We're out of here. Where the heck is this place?
Scruffy's got only 15 minutes to get 10 kilometres before his curfew is up.
They're off the curve on the...
No, I just got my lights on the gate there.
Brilliant.
Got the gate.
Not much room inside there, I guess.
I'm going in really, really deep.
Now to see if his shortened rig was worth it.
How much is on the left?
Yeah, you're clear. Just keep going straight, mate.
And let me know when the back is in.
There you go, Scruff. You're in the gate.
Thank Christ for that. Guess what? We still had 7 minutes to go. How's that?
This move was on the rocks until Scruffy answered the SOS call. For this old girl, all that's left is her voyage to former glory. Turbo and his new truck are in trouble in a remote corner of Queensland.
It's your last place. Basically the last frontier.
He fears a mystery oil leak is from a failing wheel bearing.
Collapsed bearings, turn the truck over.
If that is the problem, Turbo needs replacement parts.
The closest parts I can get for it is Townsville.
That's 800 kilometres away and in the wrong direction. After half an hour watching it,
I'm trying to work out exactly where it is leaking from.
the mystery leak has dried up.
Because the more I look at it, it's not leaking out of it. So, it could be old excess oil.
Turbo thinks he's safe to push on. He's now heading into the serious side of this run. An 800-kilometre dirt road shortcut through desolate country.
Bag on the dirt.
Taking this track shaves 500 kilometres off Turbo's route.
Where this is going to bring me out, it's going to be roughly about 70 or 80 clicks north of Alice Springs. So then it's only just a short hop into Alice.
But the shortcut comes with a price tag. Heat, dust, and load-destroying corrugations. Hundreds of kilometres from help.
You cannot get any more remote than this.
And it doesn't take long for the corrugations to take their toll.
There's one part of the load that I'm concerned is the very two back pallets that they're shifting around. We'll be checking it all out and see what's going on.
He's made it to a remote cattle station.
All right, something's going on.
Checking his load, his worst fears are quickly confirmed. Dozens of bags have broken loose.
Nothing I can do. It's just, I'm gonna have to try to bloody pull it all off pallets and stack it.
Turbo is staring down the barrel of some hard graft. And the bad news just gets worse.
I think I know exactly what it is now. The actual hub itself, the shit itself, is cracked.
His luck with the wheel bearing has run out. It's completely destroyed. Push on, and he's inviting disaster.
Well, what's going to happen is the bearings aren't going to be lubricated, they're going to overheat and then explode.
His only option, a favour from the station owner and some clever bush repairs.
I'm going to have to do a rebuild here in the morning. I'm going to have to see if I can use his workshop, and I'll have to deal with it when I get to Darwin.
Turbo's shortcut through the Outback is quickly turning into a fast road to ruin.